Well, good evening. Bob Burgess here with the Burgi View. I'm making this video at the end of July 4th, 2025. And July 4th is the 34th day of my 30-day, let's just make it 40-day fast. I weighed this morning at 275.5, which from yesterday is a 1 pound loss. My intention is to go to 40 days. Hopefully I can have a total loss of 50 pounds. Right now it's at 42.3. We'll see where I get. But I'm pretty sure that that's where I'm going to end based upon what I'm thinking and feeling right now. My body is, it's not in any kind of distress or anything like that, but eating is becoming more and more of a thing that I want to do. July 4th is always noted for its for eating as well as fireworks and all those things. Saw a great firework display tonight. But the hot dogs, the hamburgers, those kinds of things, I'm going to have to get back to eating pretty soon. But as I mentioned, I do have a protocol I'm going to follow, and that will start this Friday. So 1 week from today is when my refeeding process will begin, and it'll start off with beef broth, bone broth, something of that nature, chicken broth, something very simple to get started with. I do have a concern that I'm continuing to have a higher blood pressure than I want to have. It jumped up yesterday, and don't know why it did. To 150 over 84 in the morning, 155 over 90, and today it was 144 over 90 and 144 88 tonight. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Regarding my blood glucose, that's staying down pretty well. Let me see. As of this morning, it was 102, so just over 100. I did not take it tonight. For some reason, didn't. But it's been hovering right around 100, give or take a couple 3 points either way. So that's how I'm doing right now. I am. Food is becoming more and more of a desire and a temptation, and I want to eat some things when I see them pass by. I saw a guy go by, and of course the temptation is I was at a big gathering of people, right, and with food trucks and all that kind of thing. Guy came by with a cheesesteak on a stick covered in chocolate and nuts, and I had to ask him to come on over and let me just look at that. So I did. So it's becoming more of a thing that I know I'm ready to get back. But my intention and my determination is to get to 40 days and try to get to that 50 pound weight loss number if I can do that within 40. So staying with it, going on. But I started to recognize the comparison that we have with this desire to eat food with sin in life. In the book of James, James is written by Jesus' brother, and basically the book of James appears to be a commentary on the Sermon on the Mount. He's covering a lot of the same kind of issues in his observations about things that his brother said. On the Sermon on the Mount, James did not believe that Jesus was the Messiah until after Jesus had come back to life and he saw him. So James's testimony is one that shows and demonstrates from personal testimony that Jesus did come back, because he was rejected as the Messiah by his family, outside of Mary, of course, who knew that. But in terms of his brothers, he did not. He wasn't accepted, but later was, and James became the pastor of the church in Jerusalem. But he wrote that let no one say he's tempted. When he's tempted, to say he's tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one. But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Now, I'm not saying that eating is a sin, okay, but I'm making a comparison, a parallel here. Each person is tempted when they are lured and enticed by their own desire. And then desire, when it's conceived, gives forth to sin. And sin, when it is fully grown, brings forth death. Well, I hope you can see the comparison. In my experience in life with food, and my terrible relationship with food is that there is this desire. I see it, I smell it, whatever, and I really want to eat food. And it's beyond the level that I should be eating food. And so that becomes, the desire is there. Then it grows into going beyond just the desire, but actually satisfying that desire, and it never really truly is satisfied, because then it becomes gluttony, which is sin. Gluttony is a thing that the Bible warns us against, and it doesn't show self-control. It's not a fruit of the Spirit in any kind of way, but gluttony with time brings about death. And I've seen people that I just was convicted by them in the fact that they had become gluttons. You could just tell. I could see by the way they ate. When at a restaurant, I could see by the way their body looked, and they just stopped trying. They when it came to food, only eating what they wanted to eat, only eating what they tasted good. So I saw a friend of mine who recently passed away. He's way blown diabetic, way more than me, with multiple insulin injections per day, on oxygen, carrying his tank of oxygen around. He passed away a few months ago, not very long. But I would see him eat at a restaurant just tons of chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, gravy, toast, all the kinds of things that are high carb, and converts that into sugar. And he would be using his insulin as a way to allow him to eat whatever he wanted, and that caught up with him, and his weight just continued to grow over time. And I could see that he just passed the point of no return, it looked like, in his mind. Great guy, loved to talk with him, had a heart for the Lord. But this is an area that he was weak in, and it was sinful. I'm on the outside looking in. Probably no one's ever just confronted him and said that was sin, but it clearly is. That's one of the sins that we're unwilling to really talk much about in the church. Well, we can point our fingers at people for all kinds of things, but we're so guilty of that ourselves that in too often times growing up as a Baptist, I saw a lot of fat Baptist preachers, ton of them, and they joke about it, talk about how, what I have here is Sunday afternoon fried chicken. And they talk about that, and it would become a joke more than truly talking about something that should convict them. A lot of them died of heart attacks over the years. I don't want to be that. But that's what sin does of any kind. So it's not just about gluttony, not just about eating. It's about anything where you know that something is going to be good. It's going to taste good. It's going to, or in the case of other things, it's going to feel good. It may make you feel even a little happy. But the way sin works is that once you give in and start to imbibe in that, then it grows until it becomes more of a trap, a prison for you. And then as that grows, it leads to death. Very directly when it comes to gluttony, very directly that will affect you in your death. But every sin leads to some type of death in our life, whether it be a spiritual type of death, whether it be an emotional, mental type of death. Just not doing it God's way makes us die. It separates us from Him, which is the worst death, to be separated from the God that loves us and sent His Son to make that all right, to redeem us, to make us right with Him. Yet we embrace the thing that brings us death. And so I just wanted to drop that word and that observation for you today. And if you have an issue with food like I have over the years, understand that the Bible addresses it that it does lead to death. So we got to stop it. Got to find a line and say, this is it. I'm going to allow myself no more freedom in that way, because that freedom leads to death. But the freedom that God gives, the freedom that brings about the fruit of the Holy Spirit, one of those fruit that are listed in the book of Galatians says one of the fruit of the Spirit is self-control. And you know why that's a fruit of the Spirit? It's because we yield our will to Him. We want Him, God, to be our will. We yield it. We surrender it. I've talked about the importance of surrender before, but in this case, I'm just mentioning that surrender, although it may sound like surrender leads to losing, in this case, surrender leads to life as opposed to death. Letting your will die so that His will can live through you. Apostle Paul put it as in the way that he dies daily, and that to live as Christ, he said, to die is gain, but his life was Christ. It was no longer him. And that's a beautiful place to be, because God is life, and He is love. So I'll stop right there and wish you a good evening. And tomorrow is Sunday, the 5th of July, and I will report at the end of the day about how I'm doing. And hopefully I'll have another day under the belt, no pun intended, of not eating, and also moving closer and closer to my goal, excuse me, my goal of 40 days. I'll continue to talk with you every day. Until tomorrow, I'm Bob Burgess. Yeah, I hate it when people say that, like on the radio, or say, until tomorrow, because you're always that. It's not just until tomorrow. I don't understand that phrase, but regardless, see my new friend over here? My son Jacoby gave me that for my birthday yesterday. The lights come out of it. You probably saw it on yesterday. Lights come out of it and look like wings. Beautiful. I love it. Thank you. I love being compared to an eagle. I'm a bird's eye view from above. Oh, okay. If I don't push the button here, I'm going to just keep talking for no reason at all. So I'll stop. What I really need to do is